Hello, you're watching 7's Afternoon News live from Perth. I'm Natalia Cooper. First to breaking news. A woman has survived a crocodile attack in the state's north. She was bitten on the leg before being dragged to safety. Grant Taylor spoke to us from Broome a short time ago. A large shark has been spotted, forcing the closure of Bulletin beach again 2 days after a fatal attack. Blake Johnson is in Bulletin. Blake, when and where was this shark seen? Thanks, Blake. Former AFL star Ben Cousins has faced the Perth Magistrates Court on a drugs charge. The 33-year-old's lawyer says he's unlikely to be jailed, though his case will be moved to a higher court. Sally Barry was there. Planes are being sent to Fiji's deadly flood zone to fly stranded holidaymakers home as the main island braces for a possible cyclone within 24 hours. Around 2,000 Australians are stuck in hotels across Fiji and some can't get to the airport. Another opinion poll out today shows federal Labor would be crushed in a landslide if an election were held today. From Canberra, 7's political reporter Sarah Wiley has more. The daughter of an elderly Perth woman missing for 2 days has made an emotional plea for help from the public to find her. 78-year-old Elizabeth Caldwell hasn't been seen since leaving her Eden Hill home on Saturday afternoon. She has now run out of medication. Her daughter made this appeal a short time ago.
I just wanted to come home. I'm getting scared now.
Because of the time that it's taken?
Yeah. She has gone missing before. But not for this. I think it was about 18 hours was the longest. We've checked all her old spots. She's not there, so...
You think this might be a bit different this time?
It feels different, yes.
Police are urging anyone who sees Elizabeth to call Crime Stoppers. Australian singer Jimmy Little has passed away at the age of 75. Little was the first Indigenous Australian to receive mainstream success in music. He was also recognised as a national living treasure and awarded an Order of Australia.
The emblem of my people, and it haunts me day and night.
Jimmy Little had been battling severe diabetes and died at home in country New South Wales. The Police Commissioner has told petrol companies that the growing rate of fuel thefts is their own fault. Carlo Callahan says prepaying for petrol is the only way to stop drive-offs. Tracy Moran has more.
Natalia, it's a huge problem here in Perth. The Motor Traders Association says the number of fuel drive-offs has soared to 5,000 a year. It costs the industry about $2 million annually, and we're all paying for it at the Bowser. Now, police say the problem has been made worse by the increased cost of petrol. The Police Commissioner blames service stations themselves, saying they should be taking tougher measures for theft prevention.
Now, the industry's been complaining about the rising number of fuel drive-offs. It can fix it itself by making payment at the pump possible, and that would solve all of the problems.
The MTA is pushing for a change in the law so that anyone caught driving off without paying for their fuel is hit with a $500 fine. Natalia?
OK, football now, and Matthew Scarlett's punch to docker Hayden Ballantyne's head has been shown countless times. Now we can show you Ballantyne's hit that left Geelong's Paul Chapman on the ground. The Freo troublemaker has today been charged with a level 3 striking offence. And Basil Zemplis joins me now. Baz, are Fremantle likely to challenge this charge at the tribunal?
Hi, Natalia. Well, in a couple of words, they shouldn't really. It's a distraction that they can do without. Hayden Ballantyne has been caught on video, and as we roll the tape now, there's very little excuse for what he did, and it's almost impossible to see him getting off. He was charged with having made intentional conduct. Clearly it was intentional. Medium impact, can't argue with that, and body contact, it is to the body. So there are very few grounds for him to win an appeal. So therefore, I think it's a distraction they can do without.
All right, and Ballantyne has been dubbed a serial pest. Does he need to change his ways?
Well, look, he's one of those footballers, Natalia, who gets the best out of himself by playing that way, and that's all very well and good, but not if he's going to be sitting in the stands for 2 weeks. Ross Lyon will be very disappointed that he doesn't have one of his best players and one of the leadership group players available for the next 2 weeks, so he does have to temper that sort of stuff.
And is anyone else in trouble this week?
Funny you should ask. Yes, indeed, somebody else is in trouble. Matthew Scarlett, that vision that we said has been all around the country. This is the incident, and everyone waiting to find out how long. That was worth 3 weeks from the match review panel. One of their most experienced players, an All-Australian defender, out for 3 weeks, Matthew Scarlett. That's it from me, Natalia. See you at 6.
All right, thanks, Baz. Tonight at 6, Basil will talk to Eagles coach John Worsfold, and in the afternoon news after 5, Jim Wilson will have the rest of the day's sport. And coming up after the break, Nick Evans from the West Australian with a look at the financial markets. Plus, firefighters called to a massive blaze at a Perth recycling plant. Time to check the financial markets now, and here's the West Australian's Nick Evans. Thanks, Nick. A smoke warning has been issued for Perth's northern suburbs after logs and mulch piles at a recycling facility caught fire last night. 3 separate fires are still burning at the Nuwarragup Biosolids plant. 40 firefighters are battling the blaze with support from an air crane. Firefighters say there's no danger to nearby homes, but strong winds are sending smoke across the area. Westco, Gibbs and Old Yanship roads are partly closed. Drivers are being warned to take care. Qantas has apologised to a woman who found maggots crawling through her in-flight snack. Victoria Cleven began eating the infested treats during a flight from LA to Melbourne last week. She made the disgusting discovery after switching on an overhead light. News Limited reports Qantas has offered Miss Cleven $400 in compensation. Scenes of jubilation have broken out across Myanmar, formerly known as Burma, where pro-democracy leader Aung San Suu Kyi is claiming a historic election victory. Supporters of the former political prisoner are celebrating, even though officials are yet to confirm the win. Coming up on the afternoon news, the top stories from around the state with Noel Brunning from GWN 7 in Bunbury. And the cruise passengers back on dry land after their ship caught fire. After Saturday's fatal shark attack, the idea of an official cull is back on the agenda. From GWN 7 News Studios in Bunbury, here's Noel Brunning with more.
Thanks, Natalia. Back to you, Natalia.
Passengers say they're relieved to be back on dry land after their stricken cruise liner arrived in Malaysia. The Azamara Quest, with 89 Australians on board, drifted for 24 hours off the southern Philippines coast when fire engulfed its engine room on Friday.
We had the fire on the ship and we had to get off, so our first preference would have been to stay on the ship, but that couldn't be, so we're happy to be here.
I cannot say enough about the crew and the captain and all the people and how they took care of us. They did double duty.
Power was eventually restored and the cruise ship limped into port during the night. Passengers have been put up in hotels and offered refunds. Now let's hear from Monica Koss about tonight's edition of Today Tonight. Thanks, Monica. Still to come, hoping to increase ticket sales, Hollywood turns back the clock, and where to find Perth's cheapest fuel. Movie makers in Hollywood are taking a step back in time to boost ticket sales. With fewer people going to the cinema and sales of DVDs plunging, the industry is turning to the familiar and remaking old favourites. Some good ones there. Well, there's been a real change in the weather over the past couple of days, and the showers are set to continue tomorrow. We're headed for a top of 26 degrees, more wet weather on Wednesday and Thursday, but fighting up just in time for Easter, a top of 29 on Easter Sunday. And that's it from the Perth News Desk for now. Stay with us here on 7. After the break, Samantha Armitage will have the rest of the afternoon news.